Hello my friends, welcome back to This Week in Social Media. We talk about the fact that Meta may have to pay an astonishing $960 million in fines. We share how YouTube Shorts views are changing. We also heard about this year's Brandcast from YouTube specifically. We talk about the rise of AI in video production and how organizations are leveraging video in the new modern world, but also using AI specifically. And also at the end of the show, we talk about the fact that there's been calls for Trump to extend the TikTok ban that's only a matter of days away. This week, we found that Meta might be fined a grand total of $960 million by Italy over alleged tax breaches. As reported in Reuters, quote, Italy claim that 887.6 million euros or $961 million from Meta and 12 million euros from X and around 140 euros from LinkedIn. These figures are under the investigational period from 2015-2016 to 2021-2022, depending on the case, and the tax advisory notice suggests that these covers those years, which claims are set to expire, namely the 2015 to 2016. It seems that the fine is over the fact that whether Meta should or shouldn't pay value-added tax or not, as Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Meta in the last year or so, has aligned himself with Trump. He is likely to be hoping that the US government can help push the EU countries to not charge or not prosecute or not go after Mark for this money, because of course it is a huge amount of money. You know, we're talking about just under $1 billion in that respect, as well as it's possible that Trump may, quote, use freedom of speech grounds to say that Meta should, like other tech companies, should not be fined for not paying the value-added tax on their services. And there's lots of clever loopholes that some of these companies do use to pay. For example, I was always told the Nike argument specifically. So Nike's the obviously well-known logo, but they will charge a subsidiary company of theirs to use their logo, and then charge that licensing fee to, say, for example, a business that's based in the Cayman Islands will own the rights to the Nike logo, so Nike Cayman, for example, and then it will charge at the end of every tax year, it will then charge a licensing fee to Nike UK, Nike Europe, etc., to then get them so that they're actually not in profit, which means in turn they won't have any eligible tax, because technically they would have made a loss on paper because of that licensing payment. So it's a way of profit shifting or moving profit to a different tax jurisdiction to that corporations do. Amazon do it, Starbucks do it, Amazon do it, and of course Meta and these other publications also do it as well. But as reported in the Social Media Today article, quote, earlier this month we newly appointed chairman of the US Federal Trade Commission, the FCC, publicly criticised the European Union's Digital Service Act, which he says cannot be imposed on American free speech transactions. So the concept is, in some ways, you could say that a lot of people are, or he's implying that because it's an American company, they should be protected under free speech alignment, and they shouldn't necessarily have to, pay that value-added tax on that transaction specifically. Meta currently has to wait 60 days before it can appeal the Italian fine and kick off the judicial specific process to go after the fine, as I explained specifically with profit shifting. So this is a way of, quote unquote, getting around it. So this is clearly governments going after wherever they can, specifically the tax revenue that they believe that they should have access to, and they believe that they should be going. Does that say something more about where we are in the overarching world economy and how economies are doing? Or are we looking for maybe more quote-unquote challenging times in this larger conversation that's happening with the overarching economies in general, but especially in the UK and the US at the moment? I feel like the only things we're really discussing at the moment is the economy and how people feel, the cost of living, that kind of things. But I would love to hear what you think in the comment section down below. Do you feel that this is fair for Italy's government to go after Meta in this way and get them to fine and potentially pay up in regards to that VAT tax? Or are you more on the US side of things, which is saying that, look, it's a US company, why would it pay specifically tax in a European region? Love to hear what you think in the comment section down below. We also heard from YouTube this week as they're planning to change how YouTube Shorts views are calculated across the platform. As reported first by TechCrunch, Shorts views will now include the numbers of times a creator's short is played and replayed, end quote. YouTube has been very unclear on how they specifically track Shorts views. It's likely due to the fact that if someone understands how the quote algorithm works, then they are likely to be able to manipulate said algorithm. When we had a really good understanding of the long form algorithm in regards to that click-through rate and then that packaging stuff we've talked about before, so your title, your thumbnail, and your first 30 seconds, if you get good viewership or good view time on that, then it will spiral in regards to the algorithm as well. So it's possible that people are trying to, and that's one of the reasons why YouTube are maybe a little bit more skeptical or a little bit more cautious in sharing how the YouTube Shorts algorithm specifically works. Saying in an explanation last year, they said the following, which quote, what we try to do is with a view is have people engage or encode their interest watching that thing so that the creator feels that the view is meaningful. Therefore, that person's dedicated to watch. There is a bunch of different logic behind the scenes that goes into deciding whether or not it's likely to take action upon watching a different video, or whether it's been found in a feed and how much time they've spent on that video specifically, and whether it should count as a view or not, or meet that view threshold or not. That they are making it seem as if your views are up on Shorts in respect to, so that you have some motivation to be able to continue to create content and to continue to push content. But it does seem it's harder, and it is quite a nuanced and quite a difficult challenge to 100% for them to work out where is that line in regards to where the the specific view should be counted. Should it be 3 seconds in or more? Should it be 5 seconds or 10 seconds specifically? They might just be a really slow scroller. Where should that view be counted? Because it seems when a short is being viewed through the TikTok style feed, which is the majority of short content because it's issued through the short shelf algorithm, which is that infinitely scrolling TikTok style feed, then it is something which I think it should be probably close to a couple of seconds in, because at that point you've probably gathered enough of care or want to watch that piece of content, or they might just go down to actually averaging the watch time, the likes, the other engagements, etc., which is what kind of was alluded to in some of the other research I did on this topic specifically. But it does seem that they want to create or gain more clarity or give more understanding to creators that do create short form content, for help them understand where their views are coming from, and also for their ability, if they are looking to join the partner program through short form content. It looks and does sound like the only thing that's been changed is the actual metric that's shown the views. So how many views are actually shown on that short, and how much I imagine you'll see in your back end analytics. But when it comes to the short views that are actually counted towards your joining the YouTube partner program, then that's something which isn't necessarily going to be changed, and those other metrics such as watch time, likes, comments, and other levels of engagement are going to be counted in to that equation when it comes to calculating the views that you're actually getting on shorts. And to be honest, unless you're a specifically sole creator that is just doing short form content, my recommendation, if you are looking to get monetized on YouTube this year, would be to focus on long form content, which, as I said before, has a clear title, a clear thumbnail, and a clear the first 30 seconds that clearly rewards the viewer or confirms to the viewer that what was alluded to in the title and thumbnail email is actually true in regards to the content you're consuming, something I'm trying to do across YouTube, both my YouTube channels, but also through content for clients as well. In linked YouTube news, we also heard about Brandcast. For those who do not know, Brandcast is a big YouTube event where they talk about the future of the YouTube ad product as well as the platform as a whole, and saying in a statement, quote, on Wednesday, May the 14th at 5:30 p.m. ET, YouTube CEO, YouTube a set of CEOs and the YouTube presenting team alongside creators and artists will take to the stage live and host the Brandcast. YouTube annual upfront is a prime opportunity for advertisers to learn how to leverage the moments and the momentum on the platform. TV has now surpassed mobile viewership in regards to the primary display or device that is used for YouTube viewing in the US by watch time, and YouTube has become the number one streaming platform in regards to watch time across the US for the last 2 years. We're, end quote, with also YouTube claiming they're, quote, going to they have redefined what entertainment is, and enabling creators to speak on those stages and build massive specific audiences as well. There was also alluded to the fact that MrBeast was creating a platform or creating a educational course, you could say, to help teach what he has learned, becoming the largest YouTuber on the platform. He'll also be talking along with other creators at Brandfest specifically, Brandcast, excuse me, and I'm sure we will cover it on the show as the show does, as we move closer to May as well. But also there'll be some live musical performances from Lady Gaga's new album as she comes off just launching that new album. Reported in the Social Media Today article related to this, quote, for marketers, this is a key event with YouTube sharing new usage data, adding information how to maximize your campaigns across the website and the app. End quote, as well as learning what's likely to be coming in regards to AI and what's going to be used for creators and advertisers alike. Do you think that this is a lot of hype BS and used to YouTube to sell more space or sell the new dream for other creators? Or do you feel that this is likely going to be where we hear new groundbreaking ways on AI and what is really current in regards to the YouTube space as a whole? I'd love to hear what you think in the comment section down below. Personally, obviously, I'll be tuning in, I'll be checking it out, I'll be seeing what's going on and seeing what YouTube really claim and say when it comes to that event specifically, and what new things they are either articulating or showcasing or sort of highlighting in that respect, so I can share my thoughts with you guys. But also, of course, I'll leave any relevant links down below as well. But I'd love to hear what you think in the comment section down below. But until May, we probably won't hear much more, so it is going to be on May 15th if you want to watch it for yourself. We also had a few more videos from YouTube itself through their Creator Insider channel, with YouTube launching a brand new experiment to help creators be able to be seen and plan the placement of text, for example, that could be blocked by UI elements, and I've personally found this very annoying when creating shorts content. So this was an experiment that shows where the UI is going to be when it comes to, where your like bar is, where your comments are, because what you don't want to do is have a video element that is underneath those UI elements, that would be really annoying. So I think this is a really nice change, and hopefully it gets good feedback so that they can roll it out across all creators specifically. And with a bit of luck, I think it would be nice to have like built-in Premiere and etc. tools to not necessarily bake it into the video, but at least see where those UI elements are going to be in that respect as well. I think that could really, really help creators who are creating short form content specifically. But yeah. So I think that's a really nice change, a really nice experiment. They also talked about some of the updated features when it comes to the copyright detail page after a copyright claim has been made, and helping the whole objective here is to help creators understand their copyright issues a lot more and be able to either claim or dispute that copyright issue, or be able to see how it's going to affect their channel, whether it's just going to take their revenue away, whether they're potentially about to get a strike strike, or there is any other feature restrictions or further restrictions that could come into place as well. With also YouTube testing the ability to hide and have a toggle button for end cards for some users, as they've been finding end cards specifically annoying, and they would like to create a cleaner experience for the viewer overall. So the users will now be given the opportunity to, or some that are in this experiment, and if it's rolled out, will then have a toggle button to be able to toggle end cards on and off at the end of a video. YouTube also has invited a set of creators to find and also help them create a tool that will allow them to combat I think the main concern that a lot of creators had, and those who understand how AI works, specifically myself included, was, a lot of people who've been creating content for a long time, they'll be in a position where they have lots of their comments, lots of their face, lots of how they say words, lots of their nuance to be on the internet, right? And if you give that to an AI, then, for example, you could make anyone say anything. And we've seen this with MrBeast, we've seen this with Joe Rogan, where they've created deepfakes or fake ads that promoted products that A, were not endorsed by those people, but also B, were most likely scams. So I think this is a way, or this is a opportunity for YouTube to create a good AI that then can save us or help us deal with quote bad AI, right, or bad actors who are using AI in a bad way in that respect as well. So I think this is a really, really good idea, and something which I hope is rolled out across the board for smaller creators as well, obviously after they've done their testing and as a whole as well. So it will they're creating a system to really flag up, but then also I imagine remove those bad actors or those bad apples when it comes to bad uses of AI. There are also some updates coming to the mobile version of channel pages, as well as a redesign, as they want to create a better user experience for those who still watch content on their phones. YouTube also will be allowing YouTubers to see their own subscribers on mobile devices. Before this update, it was only possible to see it through a PC, and keep in mind you can only see them if the subscriber in question is subscribed to you and has their subscribers turned on to public. Anyone who has it private will obviously still not be in this list, but that's a nice change, a nice update for those who want to see a detailed list of their subscribers, with also adding a thumbnail to help creators when viewing on the YouTube Studio app, the difference between a channel-wide set of analytics and also a standalone video. I think this is a small change, but I think it's a nice nuance and a nice thing that they've been aware of, and they're constantly trying to create the YouTube Studio app to be more intuitive as a whole, which is always nice to see. Also, with YouTube adding a take the break function into live streams for either 1 minute, 3 minutes or 5 minutes, where the creators can show their viewers a set of mid-roll ads or a away screen or video whilst they take a gap or a break from their live stream, but also a way for them to monetize their audience and their live stream a bit more as well, to play those mid-rolls. That wraps up most of the changes in regards to YouTube specifically, but what do you think? Do you think it's good and bad? As I said, specifically, I think the standout one is going to be that good versus bad AI and crackling down on that deepfake technology, and not having creators be, I guess, in some ways duplicated or wrongly endorsing products, etc. in that respect as well. I think that's the main takeaway, but I'd love to hear what you think in the comment section down below. We also heard a brand new report this week that talks about the rise of AI during video production, and it's likely the effects on the overall market as AI continues to get better and better, with the report itself finding, quote, over 40% of companies are now producing at least one video per week, whilst middle-sized companies are now creating twice as many videos as they did in 2023. Around 71% of companies are creating their videos in-house, which reflects on the rising accessibility of creation tools and video engagement trends, end quote. So I guess you could say this is more, actually videos are becoming more difficult to create and get high engagement on, because we did see a, quote, overall video engagement rate actually decline over the last year since this last report was released. Quote, for all video types, engagement rate is down by 7% from 2023, where the sharpest drop seems to be in the last 4 years. with the report finding that nearly 41% are using AI to create video content and 40% are not using it, with the final 19% will start soon. I think that was implying, from how I read it, was they were implying they were going to start using AI. So that would mean that the overarching majority of 60% would be using AI as part of their video creation process, and I think that's probably going to be quite normal, to be honest, as we move forward, as AI is a tool that allows you to optimize what you're doing. I think there's always going to be elements and always going to be certain parts of campaigns, which is what the rest of this report kind of goes into, where you need someone professionally to come and film that content, but depending on what you're doing, and I think a lot of either UCC or user-generated content, or potentially even some smaller campaigns, you'll be able to use AI, especially in the future as it gets better, to be able to create. But again, it depends on your brand, depends on what you're trying to capture, what you're trying to showcase, how you're trying to showcase it. But I think AI will always have a element, or always have a role in our future of our content creation journey. I think that's just the reality, whether that's in editing, on post-production, whether it comes to ideation, whether that comes to, even built into cameras. We're starting to see it now with some AI tech being built directly into these, these updated mirrorless cameras in that respect as well. So I don't think it's something that's necessarily going anywhere. I think we just need to be in a position where we know how to leverage it in that respect as well. In the social media report today showing, quote, paying an experienced AI professional to create a set of video clips will likely be cheaper than a full recording session, end quote, with the biggest campaigns still requiring a human element, with smaller promotions or previews can potentially be handled by advanced AI tools. So again, a person comes back to, are you planning to use it to help you grow your business, or are you planning to get taken out of business by the others who are going to be using AI to help their clients at the end of the day to connect with viewers better, more efficiently, and create more content overall, and be able to sell more in the long run, which is, at the end of the day, is what you're actually paid to do for your client and what matters. I'll carry on saying, I personally see that AI is a tool that allows us to make more money and, in theory, work less of the time, as long as you're selling an outcome and not trading your time for money, like most businesses do, sadly. Have you seen a change in the last couple of years in regards to the AI wave? Have you lost work for it? Have you seen or added in AI into your video production workflow? I'd love to hear what you think and what your thoughts are. And have you potentially lost some clients, unfortunately, because of AI as a whole? I'd love to hear what you think in the comment section down below. But I think that the future is still going to be really prosperous and really helpful for those who are willing to leverage it and learn it, and don't, I guess, in some ways shy away from using AI as a whole. So moving on. We also heard that census members are calling for Trump to extend the TikTok ban, as the deadline is only a matter of days away at the time of filming. For those of you who do not know about the ban, I will leave some links either in the card or down below, as we've talked about the reasons behind the TikTok ban and everything about it specifically, so I won't regurgitate that necessarily now. But we heard some details in regards to how the conversations are going, or how the deals are going. However, there's a handful of reasons about why the deal still needs more time to make sure both parties are happy. And as was reported in the Social Media Today article, quote, the senators have warned Trump that extending the deadline via an executive order could be risky, and the president would be better off using the official channels to avoid further legal trouble. As a result, that would extend TikTok's sale until October, enabling more time to iron out the specific details. It's still specifically unclear what Trump will end up doing, with the latest data from a peer research saying that public support for the app is down, with, quote, TikTok's ban also being low, with 34% of American adults now supporting the ban on the app. That's down from 50% in March 2023. As reported in the New York Times, TikTok is also running a new set of emotionally charged ads across other social platforms, which highlights the positive impact of the platform for US society and in various ways. It does seem leaning into helping Trump's ego, as well as they shared his own content specific performance, and some reports have been claiming that as one of the key reasons why he won the last year's US election as a whole. However, some reports have confirmed that the law itself has gone now into effect, so it's just a matter of time when the app will actually get sold or get banned permanently, with the Social Media Today app reporting that, quote, its only hope is to find an acceptable US partner to the deal, or Trump extends the deadline otherwise the bill will be enacted again and continue to hold off those legal challenges that go after for those who are trying to develop a deal in that respect. But that is going to end the show this week. Do you think that the US should just ban TikTok and call it over with, or do you think that TikTok still has a valued place in US society? And also, you may be asking, as a UK channel, why are we calling or why are we looking at the TikTok ban? It's very likely that if the US go to ban TikTok, that the UK and Europe will follow in that respect as well. So we'll probably have this whole debate going on for a while yet, but we'll see in a couple of days, as of April 4th, which is just later this week at the time of recording. It will either be banned again, or we will see Trump extend the ban till October, which will give obviously those negotiators a bit more time. But if you would like to let me know what you think of this story or anything else that I covered in this week's show, feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you ever so much for coming back and joining me, and I'll be back very, very soon with some brand new content talking about how you can leverage social media, how you can use camera technology and AI to continue to have a strong presence online to allow you to gain more awareness and be able to create more demand for your business. Thank you ever so much for coming back and joining me, and I'll see you very, very soon.